Solana held up very nicely throughout the dip of 2024, which lasted majority of the year. Now, an opportunity that I did provide in the Discord community was just before the inauguration. I think price was climbing back up from this double bottom. We did have a few scares. In fact, I got liquidated on a trade down here. Unfortunately, my stop loss was literally 172, just around over here, and it went down a few dollars lower, and then of course shot up. Of course, something that's always going to happen in crypto, but was adding a spot bag anyways on top of that leverage trade, which unfortunately hit liquidation. However, this was all bullish, regardless of my trade going into negative. It was essentially turning this previous resistance into support. Now, this is the golden pocket here. So essentially what is going on is we can see a dump. And as a result of this dump, we're setting up a pullback into the golden pocket. And what should actually happen is continuation lower. But with Bitcoin making new all-time highs, heading over to 100K off of Trump winning, which was around this candle over here, where Solana started moving up from $155. Bitcoin moved up from 70 to 108K, and it dragged up a lot of the market. Some coins gave back those gains a lot more than others, but in this move up that we see on Solana, it was due to the fact Trump had won, and also mentioned that crypto would be tax-free if it was based out in USA. Now, I don't think many people were aware Solana was US based. However, it did have a nice 68% move. But when we look at the peak of the move, in comparison to the March top of 2024, that devastating correction for majority of the market. However, for certain coins like Solana, like Bitcoin, they held up a lot better. Now, other coins had negative experiences in those dips, but got out of it amazingly due to the fundamental news that Trump was going to make US-based crypto tax-free, and that we are mentioning XRP and HBAR performing very nicely out of that news. But beforehand, for example, HBAR nearly making new bear market lows just in time for that news when Trump won that it could be tax-free. And it looks like Eric Trump has solidified that stance that it will be tax-free. So that's why the US-based cryptos will continue to be a good opportunity. And at the time over here, we can see it was only 26% higher. But during this correction, we've actually spent time back beneath that. So for me, knowing that as US-based, this just seemed like an optimal entry point. And hopefully those that were already involved were just using this as a DCA area. I think that because we are still realistically from the high of March only 22% higher than that, I think that this does suggest that there is still gains to be made here with Solana, of course, NFA. But what we're seeing at the moment on Solana is if it can actually maintain $240, that we should see continuation to 300. Now, there is a bit of resistance up there, as you can see, but on the break of $300, our next set of targets would be ultimately $500. So 400, 500 next, where we would see all of these targets getting met out of the multi-month correction that began in March last year, 2024. And so due to all targets being met out of that Fibonacci, so more macro fib, multi-month, nearly a year, and this more micro, or still on the daily time frame, so super accurate, but just going back a month or two, and both of those fibs are in agreement that a correction should come from between $400 and $500. This would be a larger dip, maybe all the way back down into 250 at the worst, but yeah, looking at 300, so maybe as up as high as 500, and then dipping back down to 300, 280, 270, for example, and before further continuation higher as is expected. But at least for the current fibs, we would say all targets would get met, a dip will come, and just like this dip that was experienced from the end of November, it's given us a chance to place the fibs on that dip, and we have that further confluence. So look, with that dip, it's given us these targets, $500, and then this previous dip over here has given us also a $500 target. So a lot of things in alignment, a lot of things pointing at 500 as the next top for a midterm correction. Let's just say a consolidation period range, because it's come out one of the strongest coins out of this news, that it's US based, going to have nice tax-free incentives. There's a lot of stuff going on chain at the moment. If you've been keeping up with the dexes, Radium has been exploding. Jupiter has been exploding. There's some amazing news on Jupiter. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see videos on those. There's currently a 30% supply burn going on at the moment as of recording this video on Jupiter, and they made over 10 million in fees off of that Trump and Melania token release the other week. And with that, they're now suggesting that they're going to spend 50% of the fees on buybacks going forward. So that would be, in the past week, over 5 million being bought back into Jupiter coin. And now with the 30% token supply burn, this only shows that token supply is going to decrease, and then starting to make it deflationary, for example. Also, they're trying to expand beyond the Solana chain into other chains. So yeah, a lot of great things going on with Solana at the moment. I think over 1 billion, 1.2 billion volume on Jupiter Dex was brought in today. So all coming into the Solana ecosystem. So yeah, all eyes are on Solana. So this is just great going forward. I think that $500 is where it's ultimately heading to next for its next midterm top. That's it from me today. Just a reminder that it needs to maintain 240 in order to get this immediate short-term continuation to 300, and on the break of that, heading to 500. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share on your way out. And if you want to get educated, as you can see below, so you can place the fibs on your own and know exactly what your expectations should be at certain levels. If certain levels are broken, what to do next with targeting in the opposite direction. All this information can be found in my ebook, in my one-to-one mentorship, or actually joining the Discord, because I do mentorship live streams in there. I'm constantly posting analysis and as well as sharing coins on a daily basis in there. So use the links down below, and I'll catch you over on my other social media platforms like X.